Greetings, this is Kenyatta Auset, and this is a general reading for the sign of Libra for March 2022. This is a general reading, so we're going to see what Spirit has to say for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There should be a time stamp below if you don't want to sit through the shuffle. I'm liking the cards that I'm seeing so far. Oh yeah, I have a co-reader. She's back here. You might hear her co-sign. I'm really liking the cards to see right now. Let's see more cards. Alrighty, so let's get into this. I can definitely see this is the matters of the heart. You've been very emotionally strong, especially as it pertains to your heart. But you're also trying to make sure that you are being knowledgeable as it pertains to your heart. Like you are making sure that you make sure that you aren't just making decisions based off your heart, but you're actually thinking through things. You're actually using the knowledge and information that you've gained over the years as it pertains to your heart and as it pertains to your emotions. You definitely want a commitment with a man, and you want a strong commitment with the man. Like you don't want no fluffy type stuff. This, well, let's just see where things go, or friends with benefits, or that's not the kind of energy that I see this Libra. Um, and and because there's a man here doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a man. It can also represent just the masculine energy with a commitment to that. Um, I also see that there may be some nitpicking in terms of communications, which is also causing you to it's kind of it's kind of breaking. I don't want to say breaking you down, but communication is important to you. So if there is a person that you are looking to, or more than one person that you're looking to for commitment, uh, communication is not as clear as it could be. Okay, or not, let's say it could be. It's not what you desire it to be. It's kind of just, there's a lot of nitpicking in terms of how communication is going, whether you're nitpicking about it or whether they are nitpicking about it. I see some nitpicking in terms of that. But that nitpicking what it's doing is it's causing you to it's causing a breakdown in your heart space. Okay, so it's not good for your heart. It's not good for your heart to be nitpicking, whether it's you doing the nitpicking, or whether it's the other person doing nitpicking. There you go. Okay, so you also are wishing that there's some more, not just commitment with this man, but you're wishing that this person is more committed to just more committed to communicating in a way that works for you. Um, but what I'm kind of seeing here with the fox, which represents kind of a selfishness too. Um, I feel like you see the person as being selfish in the way they're communicating. Um, but at the same time, you're being selfish with wanting them to communicate the way you prefer it. So it's kind of like you feel like your style of communication and the communication that works for you is superior to how they may want to communicate. And there's such strong cards, because like here it is, there's an anchor here. There's such strong energy here, especially as it pertains to love, as it pertains to the commitment. I wouldn't, this commitment thing is very small. That's something small. Like, the energy that I'm seeing around this person is that they truly care about you and they truly love you and they truly value you. Um, but it's kind of like the 20-80 thing. You know, 80% is good, but this 20% is not. Okay, sorry. Had to help my little co-reader back there. Um, so yeah, there's a selfishness within yourself, and there's also um, you looking at them as being selfish, and you're kind of stuck on it. You know, I see the anchor. You're kind of stuck on this communication and how it's being done, and your viewpoints on it. It is, yeah. But committing to this relationship, I definitely see it being a blessing. Um, the work would definitely be just this selfish energy around the communication. Let me get clarity on what Libra is supposed to do about this communication. Libra wants, communication to be a certain way, and the other person is just, I don't see them as a good communicator. And it's not because they're a bad person. They don't know how. And it's not that they don't want to. I'm not picking up that they don't want to. They really don't know how. They've never grew up in an environment. Yep, there we go, the house, the tower. Okay, so the house represents family. Okay, the tower kind of represents an organization, but I'm interpreting it as in the organization of how the household was brought up. I'm also getting the book, which represents their knowledge of what it's supposed to be like. I'm also getting a cross. Okay, so just kind of in the anchor. So it's a sacrifice for them, really, in their mind, to communicate the way you want them to communicate. They know something's not right about it. But what I'm seeing is that them sacrificing whatever they feel like their sacrifice is, which may be them being vulnerable, which is them coming out of their comfort zone. It's going to allow them to have some stability with them sacrificing how they grew up. Because what I'm seeing is that their home life, their family life was organized in such a way that it was more about leading with the head than it was with the heart. It was more about not allowing weakness, not really communicating just they just didn't grow up in a environment where communication was looked at the same way you look at it, okay? So yes, there should be some sacrifice here. It's going to create some stability, but also create some success. What should Libra do about this, okay? Because I don't think, I understand that there's a selfish energy here, but what should they do about it? Because, okay, let's see what else comes with this. Hmm. Okay. What Spirit is telling me is that you kind of cut off your selfish view of it, all right? Because when you cut off your selfish view of it, it's going to keep you from being nitpicky. And when it keeps you from being nitpicky, what happens is you cutting this off is going to allow your heart to stay in a good place, because this, you're so caught up on it and being really, I know that you have standards, so I don't want you to take what I'm saying in a disrespectful way, but what is happening is your viewpoint on it is selfish, okay? It is a selfish viewpoint because there needs to be a little bit more compassion. And the only reason I'm saying in this particular situation, okay, this is, I don't want you to take this advice and generalize it to every situation or to things in the past, or if you decide not to pursue this, to other things. It's this particular situation only. With this person, they have really good energy, okay? Everything else is great. Like, I wouldn't even see it as a 20/80. I would see it more as a 95/5, okay? They have 95%. I guess she's confirming what we're saying. They have 95% good stuff in every other area, but this 5%, and they have to work on this area of communication, and it's not something that's going to change overnight because they're conditioned this way. So if you keep being looking at it in a selfish way and keep nitpicking about it, it's going to start deteriorating. Like, you're going to feel some type of way, and your love and how you feel about them is going to start to dwindle away, okay? When this is something very minor to affect your heart, because what's going to happen is if you don't cut it off, it's going to kind of put you in it's going to put your heart in a space where you're just kind of being, you're going to see them as a snake, but that's not really what they are, okay? That's not who they are, just because they can't communicate, or just because they're not as good at it as you are, okay? And I see it with you cutting this off, cutting this way of looking at it off. It's going to lead you to commitment again. I see the ring here twice. Now, for them, yes, they have to sacrifice how they're doing it in order to be successful. Okay, so I'm not sitting here saying, just accept it and don't hold them accountable. But don't be as nitpicky as you have been. Understand that this is something new. Like, see this as in, when you're your first day on a job and you need that time to have a learning curve. They need that time to have a learning curve. Yes, we have an expectation for you to perform here, but we're going to allow a learning curve. So I'm not saying accept just anything. I'm not saying just let it be. The standard should still be there. I'm just telling you to kind of change your selfish viewpoint about it, because if you don't, you're going to start liking them. You're going to stop loving them. It's kind of, you're going to see it as more of a conditional love versus unconditional. Okay? You're going to be interpreting this communication as a worse of a problem than what it truly is, and it's going to affect your love. It's going to affect your heart, okay? And I don't want that. I don't want that for you if this is what's good. I see really good energy here around this person. So since this person has a hard time communicating, let's see if they have any messages for you. Oh, I guess so. Thank you. Thank you, little one. Thank you for passing mommy cards. Thank you. So, here's my love is starting to grow stronger and stronger each day. I didn't realize just how much I really do love you. I'm afraid of expressing my feelings and have you reject me. My ego won't be able to handle it. That's what I was talking about with the book. Just when I see the book here, it's representing the mind, like representing the ego aspect. My heart is ready to embrace these feelings I have for you. So this is this is what they're feeling, but they can't put it in these words. So yes, these cards show a really great way of communicating that. But I don't want you to get it misconstrued like, well, if that's how he said it in their head, why they can't just say it out loud? They can't put these nice words together. They're not used to it. They don't have that level of expertise. Okay. Um, so also, I've been so moody lately. My feelings are all over the place, and I have no clue what to do anymore. Okay, because they know that they need to communicate better. They know that, but it's kind of like they're frustrated with themselves. They're frustrated with you and not being patient. It's just so they're up and down. So they go from, man, I didn't realize I was gonna love this person like this. I didn't realize this is how I would feel. I'm trying to embrace the feelings, but then it's like, oh, like I keep screwing up. So why should is it even worth it? They probably don't even like me. Okay. Um, and then you have so many after your love. How could you possibly only want me? I'm not sure if I will be enough for you. So they're kind of, like I said, second guessing if um because they can't communicate. They don't know if you're going to like be patient enough for them to get it, and they don't know if they can. They're feeling insecure. They don't know if they can get it. They don't know if they can get it fast enough for you. They don't know if it's going to jeopardize your relationship if they don't get on board about the communication. Like, but what the sacrifice is, with what I saw over there, what they had to sacrifice really in terms of communicating is their ego. All right, which there's nothing you can do about that. We all have to deal with our ego in our own way, just like you have to deal with your ego in your own way, Libra. Okay, because this is an ego thing for you too. So as you start realizing, you know, where your ego is caught up at, you'll be able to see changes. I feel shy around you, so please forgive me if I act a bit foolish when you're around. I just don't know how to behave. Okay? And it's not necessarily, oh, you're probably like, okay, but we good, we have fun and stuff. That's not, this is as it pertains to their communication. They're shy about communicating to you. So they might behave goofy. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like Goofy. If you ever seen a Goofy movie and you see how Goofy's son Max acted about Roxanne when he got around the girl he liked, he acted goofy. Like it's the same thing. Um so I just understand that this is the internal battle that they're having, and being vulnerable and just letting it out. They're not used to communicating. They're not used to putting words to their feelings. They don't really know how. It's something they have to practice. Um, I'm feeling frustrated with myself right now. I wish there was more I could do to fix us, because they're realizing, hey, this is a problem. It's bothering you. I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to dating someone like you. Okay? Here you go, little one. Here you go. Thank you for being patient. My little one back here. But that's what's really going on here. So at the end of the day, it's your situation, it's your relationship. You make the best decision. This is a general reading, okay? But based off what I'm seeing in general, there's good energy around this person. This person doesn't have any bad intentions. They just have bad habits that were instilled in them, which is not their fault, but then it's now their responsibility as an adult to do better. You're showing and shedding light on that, but you're also being shed light is being shed on how you have to be a little patient and not so nitpicky, because just think about it. If you were on a job and you're learning something new and your manager was micromanaging and nitpicking everything that you did and it was something new for you, that's what you're doing to this person. Okay? It doesn't feel good. Yes, they have to meet the standard, but don't be so nitpicky about it. Okay? Don't be so nitpicky about it. Hold the standard there, give them the time for the learning curve, support them in it, encourage them in it. Um, you might have to break it down and meet them where they are for a little while just to help them, because this is something they're learning. So you might have to treat them childlike in this particular area of communication. Okay, don't feel like you got to treat them like a child all around, just in this particular area, because this is not a skill that they have. So what you're asking of them and wanting them to get overnight is not realistic, because they don't have the skill. Okay, but it doesn't mean that they don't love you. It doesn't mean that they don't want to commit. It doesn't mean that they aren't a good person all around. You know what all these other great attributes are. And the big reason why you have to be a little more understanding with the communication is because your mind goes left field. When this masculine screws up communication wise, your mind goes left field. You start thinking other things. Then when your mind goes left field and you go there, that's what's going to cause a problem in a relationship more so than anything. Because when your mind goes left field thinking that, oh, he's doing this and that and stuff, it's not true. It's not true at all. There's no manipulation there. He's not doing the wrong thing. The masculine's not doing the wrong thing. All right? Like I said, this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't resonate with you. And I hope this was helpful. Till next time.